Hello everyone, this is AJ and welcome back to the next episode of my revisit of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the episode Passenger. Let's get into it.
Of all the forces in the universe, death has remained a mystery. But now, a psychopathic genius...
He is dead.
He's alive.
That's impossible.
...has discovered the secret to immortality.
The body dies, the consciousness lives on.
In another brain.
And someone will inherit his murderous legacy.
I'm watching you. And I'm watching you.
On the next Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Okay, so this episode here originally aired on February 22nd of 1993 with a story by Morgan Gendel. The teleplay was by Morgan Gendel, Robert Hewitt Wolf and Michael Piller. And this episode was again directed by Paul Lynch. Okay, let's get into the story of this one. Okay, so basically, we start the episode out with Major Kira and Dr. Bashir travelling in a runabout back to Deep Space Nine. They've been off doing something and they get a distress call from a Kobliad freighter. They go and catch up with it, and it's, you know, they beam over to it and they find two people alive, one being Ty Kajada and another Rael Ventica. Now, Ty Kajada is like a sort of peace officer, and she's transporting this prisoner, Rael Ventica. But he's a dangerous man. He's a dangerous individual, but he dies. He dies there on the ship. And when they get back to Deep Space Nine, she believes that he's still alive and that he's transferred his consciousness somehow into someone. She doesn't believe he's dead. The crew of Deep Space Nine believe that he may have transferred his consciousness into her, being that she's the only one on board. And all this sort of thing. And it turns out that, yes, he is very much alive, and he hires Quark to get some mercenaries to hijack this shipment of Duridium that's coming into Deep Space Nine. Odo ends up having to work with this other security officer, Starfleet security officer, who's come on board, and he shares his concerns with Sisko about this, but Sisko says, "You're very much in command of the show, Odo. This is your puppy, so to speak, Deep Space Nine." So yeah, so Odo has to work with this other individual, and as it turns out, Rael Ventica has actually put his mind into Dr. Bashir, because on the space transport, Bashir done a medical check on this Rael Ventica just as he was about to die, and he grabbed him by the neck, and they find underneath his corpse a little device underneath his nail that enables him to transfer his consciousness into someone else. And Bashir, or Rael Ventica as he is, and his mercenaries, they get on board the vessel that's bringing the Duridium. They take it, but DS9 locks on with a tractor beam, and all's well that ends well, essentially. They manage to get Julian Bashir's consciousness back to the forefront and remove this other consciousness into this device. The prisoner, this device is handed back to Ty Kajada, who then destroys it, so this prisoner is no more and cannot cause any more harm. Everything's back to normal. So there we go. So out of all the episodes I've watched thus far, this is the one that I've struggled with the most. I don't particularly like this episode. The setup is too obvious. It's played in such a way that it's a mystery as to who this Ty Ventica could be inside, but it's so blatantly signposted from the offset that it's Julian Bashir that he's in, that there's no surprise whatsoever. Now, at the point of recording this, I haven't edited, I haven't looked at the trailer that originally accompanied it before this episode that I put at the beginning of this video, but I find that these trailers very much give a lot of the major plot points away, a lot of the surprises. So I wouldn't be surprised, I may be wrong, that trailer actually showed that part. Am I wrong or am I right? I don't know. I'll be surprised if they don't. Let's just put it that way. Okay, fair enough. I'm editing now and I'm surprised that they didn't. The other element of this episode that didn't work for me was actually Siddiq El Fadil, or Alexander Siddiq as he's now known. His acting was atrocious. He's all right as Julian Bashir. I don't mind him in that role, but when he's playing this Rayo Ventica, my God, is he chewing up the scenery, and his acting in those moments is abysmal and laughable, and it's just so over the top. It just doesn't work in the context of what we're watching. You know, there's no real mean streak about him that he brings to it, because he's such a sort of nice fella, so sort of nice docile fella he comes across as. It just doesn't work for him. But it's just his delivery of the lines. It's just so over the top bad. So yeah, so unfortunately, this is the first episode here that I've sort of felt like I don't particularly like this one, and I've watched it in two halves. I started it the other night and I finished it just now, and I was dreading going back to it because of that first half. But there you go, I got through it. They can't all be good, can they? No, they can't. But there we go. So that's Passenger. So I'll be back again in I don't know when, tomorrow, day after, whenever I watch and review the next episode. This is AJ. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. Come and join the channel. Leave me a comment down below. All that stuff. And I shall see you on the next one. Take care all and goodbye.